The empty north paradox. This phrase captures a strange truth about Australia. The northern part of the country is vast and resource-rich. Trillions of dollars in goods flow from its ports to the world. Iron ore, natural gas. This trade makes the nation wealthy. Yet very few people actually live in this huge region. This vast emptiness next to immense economic output creates a puzzle. Why doesn't a place that generates so much wealth attract more people? To understand why so few people live in northern Australia, we must first look at the land itself. The sheer size of the region is hard to imagine. It covers millions of square kilometers, larger than many countries in Europe. This vast expanse is a land of dramatic contrasts. Rugged coastlines, ancient rock formations, sprawling savanna woodlands, vibrant, life-filled wetlands. The landscape is ancient, beautiful, and often unforgiving. Its wide open spaces can feel liberating, but they create immense challenges for building towns and connecting communities across great distances. The climate shapes life in the north. It's tropical, but extreme. Two main seasons, the wet and the dry. The wet season, from November to April, brings monsoonal rains, high humidity, and scorching heat. Torrential downpours can cause massive flooding, turning dusty riverbeds into raging torrents and cutting off roads for weeks. The dry brings relief, yet daytime temperatures remain high, and water can be scarce away from major rivers. Swings between flood and drought make large-scale agriculture difficult. Only hardy crops thrive with major investment. The modern population map of Australia was largely drawn by its history. European settlement concentrated first in temperate coastal cities, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, with familiar climates, reliable rainfall, and fertile soils. Ports, industries, and infrastructure grew, drawing migrants to jobs, housing, and opportunity. A self-reinforcing cycle took hold in the south and east. In contrast, the north settlement was later, smaller, and often sporadic, driven by short-term frontier aims like military outposts, pearling, fishing, and cattle stations. Darwin itself was founded in 1869. Growth was hampered by climate, isolation, and the cost of connection. Without an early population boom, the North started from a small base and has played catch-up ever since. The North was treated as a frontier to extract resources from, not a place to build society, a legacy visible in today's population imbalance. The economy of Northern Australia is the heart of the paradox. It's an economic powerhouse, but not built on factories or dense service sectors, and not on broad agriculture. Instead, gigantic mines extract iron ore, bauxite, manganese, and coal. Offshore platforms and massive onshore facilities produce natural gas and LNG. Global demand, especially from Asia, makes this trade staggeringly valuable. Modern mining is highly automated. Giant machines, small workforces, and multi-billion-dollar operations run by relatively few people. The model is high value, low population. Money flows out with resources. Profits often accrue to headquarters in Perth, Melbourne, or overseas. Taxes and royalties are paid, but much profit goes to distant shareholders and offices, not necessarily to local services or community development. That's how huge trade value coexists with small populations. The way the resource industry staffs its operations is another key reason the North's population remains low. Instead of building permanent towns around new projects, many companies use fly-in, fly-out, FIFO. Workers fly from home cities to site for 2 to 4 week swings, working long 12-hour shifts. Camps are designed for a temporary workforce, basic single rooms, catered meals, and simple recreation, not families. At the end of a swing, they go home for a short break, then repeat the cycle. They earn in the north but spend, pay taxes, and raise families in the south. FIFO doesn't grow towns. It can even raise costs and weaken local ties. A ghost town in reverse. Hundreds or thousands cycle through sites, but few put down roots. When the mine closes, the camp disappears. Boom and bust prevents steady, long-term population growth, reinforcing the empty north paradox. Living in a place this vast and sparsely populated comes with a very high price tag. Building and maintaining roads, power grids, and water supplies is enormously costly. The cost per person in the north is astronomically higher. That makes massive investment hard to justify. Electricity can be generated locally or moved vast distances, and everyday goods cost more due to long supply chains. Specialist services aren't viable for small populations. Families often travel far, even to southern capitals, for care. Schools struggle to offer the same breadth of subjects and teachers. Many families move south for education and services. Without people, services remain costly. Without services, people don't come. A stubborn chicken and egg loop. Subsidies help, but convenience, affordability, and access in the south outcompete the north's infrastructure deficit. No discussion of Northern Australia is complete without acknowledging its first peoples. Indigenous Australians have lived here for at least 65,000 years, creating the world's oldest living cultures with a deep spiritual connection to country. Country is identity, law, language, and kinship, a living foundation of the North. Much land is Aboriginal land under law, and development is viewed through a different lens. Beyond geography and economics, other challenges and choices help keep populations low. Policies promise much but often lack sustained funding and follow-through. Cyclones bring real seasonal danger, adding insurance, building, and repair costs, and discouraging coastal settlement. Environmental protection rightly limits where industry, agriculture, and urbanization can expand. Necessary safeguards can slow or stop growth-attracting projects. Isolation is also psychological. Distance from family, friends, and cultural hubs deters especially younger people. Policy inconsistency, safety risks, environmental limits, and social isolation all favor a smaller population in the north. In summary, the empty north paradox is the logical outcome of powerful forces acting together. Vast geography and extreme climate. History that anchored growth in the south and kept reinforcing it. A high-value automated resource economy and FIFO staffing prevent stable, permanent towns. Immense distances drive up infrastructure costs, reduce services, and raise living expenses. Indigenous stewardship prioritizes cultural and environmental protection alongside development. A better path: invest in services, diversify economies, keep more wealth local, partner with First Peoples, and build climate-resilient infrastructure. With careful, long-term commitment, the North can offer more than resources, a high quality of life for those who call it home.